All right, I need you to hear me on this. People are arguing, screaming, throwing shade on Twitter. Can XRP ever hit 4 digits? Most say it's impossible, a fantasy. But when you look at what just happened with market cap and how the market cap flips, the avalanche of US crypto lore, and now hints straight from Swift itself that the case gets a whole lot harder to ignore. And in this video, I'm going to break it down step by step. I'm going to show you the numbers and prove why 4 digits, it's not just a dream. It's a logical outcome if adoption keeps moving at this pace. Stick with me because by the end, you're going to see this target in a whole new light, folks. Welcome to the Bullwinkle Blueprint. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching this video, hit that thumbs up. The more thumbs up we get, the more YouTube will push the video and the more that you help me out. It is the ultimate free way to support the channel and it takes you a whole 2 seconds to do. Now, without further ado, let's jump into it. So we get this piece of news, the jaw dropper, right? XRP just flipped BlackRock in market cap. Yes, you heard that correctly. That is 179 billion for XRP versus 177 billion for the world's largest asset manager. That's not a small win, folks. That's symbolic. BlackRock manages the wealth of nations, and now XRP, it's being valued higher. So here's why this matters for the 4-digit case. If XRP is already being measured against giants of global finance, then the ceiling everyone assumes is too high, well, maybe it's not high enough. At today's supply, a 4-digit XRP means trillions in valuation. Sounds crazy, right? Well, until you realize the world moves over 150 trillion in cross-border payments every single year, it's not that crazy anymore. Flipping BlackRock, it shows us that the market already sees XRP and Ripple as a legitimate player on that scale. And that's clue number 1 for why 4 digits should not be laughed at. Now, let's move over to clue number 2, regulations. 45 states in the US are advancing over 200 crypto laws right now. 200 crypto laws, everyone. That's not some random backroom bill. That's nearly the entire country starting to move in sync. Here's why that matters for our 4-digit target. When regulatory clarity lands, institutions get the green light. We're talking banks, we're talking hedge funds, we're talking payment processors, the trillion-dollar players. Now, Ripple, they spent years preparing for this moment. Court wins, licensing, partnerships, they've been laying the groundwork. So when those laws kick in, XRP isn't fighting for a seat at the table. It's already sitting there patiently waiting. So if you haven't noticed, Ripple and XRP, they've been at the table. They're just waiting for the main course to come out. The main course? Regulations. And we got over 200 crypto laws right now advancing in the US. Do you understand? And when trillions start flowing through regulated rails, guess what? XRP, it doesn't just benefit. It becomes the bridge asset built for that exact job. And that's how volume and demand starts pushing towards that 4-digit reality. And then you can sprinkle in on top of all this, all those ETFs that are just waiting for approval. Look, in my eyes, there's no way we don't get ETFs approved in October, possibly even before October. Just because the deadline is set for October, it doesn't mean we have to wait until that very exact day. These could be announced and approved any day now. So between regulations, between the ETFs, between the institutional money, between the retirement plans that are going to be going live at the end of 2026 and beginning of 2027, that will be a steady flow of money, which is able to buy these assets. When these retirement accounts, your Nationwide, Fidelity, whoever the account custodian might be, when they start releasing, or I should say releasing, but when they start allowing you to invest into crypto, do you think that in their plan that they're going to put Dogecoin? Do you think that they're going to put these meme coins that have no use case? No. They're going to put out the assets that have a real world use case and utility. They're going to put out the safest bets out there. And what you'll see is baskets. We talked about baskets a lot on the show. You'll see a tech basket, an AI basket, a money mover. You'll see like XRP, XLM all paired into these baskets, and they'll be allowing people and telling people. They'll be recommending to people, you should probably do 5, 10, 15%, depending on their age, into these cryptocurrencies. Because this is what we have seen over the last 10 years. These assets have done 2, 3, 4,000% moves, folks. And that money just starts flowing in every 2 weeks and buying more and more assets. That leads you into a supply shock. But then we get into number 3. And this is your knockout punch, Swift. Their chief innovation officer, okay, Tom Zaka. I said it wrong. That's okay. Tom will forgive me because I know he's listened to this video. He's a big fan of Rip. He just resurfaced an 8-year-old article about Ripple competing with Swift and teased, see you at Sibos 2025. Huh. Now, why would Swift's chief innovation officer, the CIO, resurface an 8-year-old article and say, see you at Sibos 2025? Folks, that's not random. Something is cooking, something is brewing. Perhaps that's why Garlinghouse has been MIA a little bit here. Now, Swift is the backbone of international banking. They're moving over $7.5 trillion per day, everyone. $7.5 trillion per day. Now, let's run the math. Stick with me on this. XRP's current supply, 100 billion tokens, with give or take 55 billion of those 100 liquid. If even 10% of Swift's daily flow, we're talking daily flow, remember, 7.5 trillion daily, and we're talking about 10% of Swift's daily flow, call it 750 billion, routed through the XRP ledger and through XRP, the liquidity demand would absolutely explode. At scale, that kind of volume could support a per token valuation in the thousands. Why? Well, because settlement assets scale by absorbing transactional demand. Think of it like this, all right? Let's break it down. The more value that runs through XRP, the higher the floor price has to rise to keep liquidity functioning. This is the hidden math behind the 4-digit debate here. It's not about hype. It's about throughput. If XRP becomes the settlement layer for even a fraction of Swift flows, 4 digits is not only possible, but it's almost conservative at that point, right? So let's tie it back now. XRP flips BlackRock. The US preps for mass adoption laws. And Swift is hinting at Ripple on its biggest stage. 3 signals, 1 conclusion. The case for a XRP at 4 digits, well, it's not fantasy. It's building in real time. People can debate the number all they want, but the market, the laws, and the payment networks are all pointing in one direction. And that one direction is scale. So ask yourself this question. When the next wave of adoption hits, and we're talking massive amounts of utility, will you be one of those people still debating XRP's target? Or one of the few who already knew where this was actually headed? Keep your eyes on Sibos 2025. Because that is coming up. Sibos is Swift event for those of you who do not know. And keep your eyes on what Tom is actually talking about here. Because why would this man bring back to life an 8-year-old tweet that talked about Ripple is ramping up its competition with banking service provider Swift by launching a rival conference this fall. Something big is coming at Sibos. Utility, demand, speculation, ETFs, it is all coming as well to not only crypto, but to XRP. I'm going to leave it like that. Look, on your way out, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. I'll catch all y'all on the next one.